some Black excellence.
Thank you.
You have done some amazing things. Why do you think franchising is so important, and why did you decide to come here today, aside from supporting Kika?
Well, yes, I came to support Hakika first and foremost. I think it's important to be all-encompassing because I think it's a sign of the times right now. I think for me, I started in the industry at a young age, so I was a specialist. I came in doing radio, and over time...
Mind you, the man who only looks like he's 25.
Don't tell my age. I mean, you can Google it, but no, but seriously, like, in today's times, you got to be able to be multifaceted, and I think, and the way our industry is looking right now, owning your own content, monetizing your own content is so important. So I think you and I are specialists in that regard, and maybe a little different than most of our contemporaries that are here. But if you find a way to kind of own your own content, trademark your own content, monetize your own content, but also make your content move, you're in a good space these days.
So, because back in the day we weren't able to monetize or didn't have access to even figure out how to do that. The fact that this industry and the generation is changing, life is changing. How did you do the pivot, and how did you learn, and did you have any mentors along the way?
I grew up liking fashion. I grew up liking hip hop. I grew up liking basketball. And I took what I liked and encompassed it into one thing. But I've also worked at networks and learned the tricks of the trade of how to infuse your brand, but also take what they have and put it into your brand. I have enjoyed today, so maybe I didn't answer the question. You may have liked it, but I think, but I think when I look at today's industry, more than anything else, it's about taking ownership of it, making it, claiming it as yours, but also adding the business and the marketing spin to it. You can't just be a journalist anymore.
And I think we had access to a lot of things before, but everybody was kind of, doing the normal thing, like jumping on with the labels. I used to work for Clive Davis. I worked with Whoopi Goldberg. I worked with some important people in the industry, but nobody was really teaching you anything. You kind of had to be in the room, and you had to be a really good listener. Were you really good at that?
And I had good people around me. Like you asked me about my mentors. I'm at a point, you told me I look 25. God bless you. I remember starting at 12, which was in 1997, and sharing media scrum space with Stephen A. Smith and Chris Broussard. And so to see his trajectory, Stephen A. Smith specifically, if I feel old, he definitely feels old, but he knew his purpose, and he was able to take his relationships and turn that and pivot from writer to television. I think in today's day and age, if you want to be on television, you got to know how to write. First of all, if you're on television, you got to know how to be on the internet. You have to learn how to pitch things. You have to learn how to storytell. I think, but the other thing is, when you talk about mentors, yeah, it's cool to listen to people, but I also think it's cool to invent your own thing. Take something that they've given you, but also add to it if you can.
I appreciate you. Thanks so much for coming out, and I appreciate your humbleness, and God bless you. Thank you.